So, Yahya, the anatomy of this anti-finance bill protests, when they began, people were outrightly in different social media platforms saying we're leaderless, we're tribeless, we're partyless, and our main focus is this finance bill. So that was last week. This finance bill that is set to get into the second reading of the voting process should be rejected in totality. But then now the fact that there is no leader, really, everyone had their own push. As much as, yes, they would diverge into one, we really need to reject it to totality, but then others had divergent opinions. Some were saying, no, okay, I probably opine that it should be amended, some clauses be amended. But then right now after this, the president saying, just withdrawing it. So now the question really is, now where next? And now, right now, people are even confused. What is your assessment of this, the whole anatomy of this, the Gen Z revolution? Because when it began and it sprouted, even your generation really were out here saying, hey, Gen Z, hats off. But then should we, and are we going to also see the same? People saying Gen Z, hats off?
Thank you very much. That is a very critical question. And if you look at how these Gen Zs were organized, I was part of the demonstration. When we started very early in the morning. We were very peaceful. And the push went later on until they got into parliament and people were shot and killed. We witnessed it firsthand. But what we can say is that I think this demonstration has shown the country that we are moving in the right direction. Because for the first time, we have come up with a generation that is tribeless and is focused, and they can push for real issues to be addressed. And we are happy as politicians because this country has always been balkanized on tribal base.
Right.
Yes.
Because on Tuesday, even as you're walking us through the anatomy of this particular protest, and I mean, admittedly, you're saying you were there on Tuesday during this protest. You were there actively on ground, and you could feel even around the people who were there, they had the main agenda. So, if people are going to come out to the streets today, what is going to be the main agenda for them?
Okay, if you look at the mood of young people in the country right now, you know, it's not wrong to tax people. Mm-hmm. If you look at governance, tax is like death. It's definite. People must pay tax. But people want to pay tax when they are enjoying government services. If the government is working for you, you feel proud to pay the taxes. What we are feeling is that the government is not working for young people. What young people need is an opportunity to enjoy their talents, to enjoy their skills, to enjoy their potential in an environment that is, the government is providing those amenities and facilities to support that. The young people are feeling that we are paying money to a government that is not responsive. And therefore, even now, they don't want to hear what is in this bill. They just want to reject it because the government is now pushing to tax the creativity of young people in systems they don't support at all. You see, now we are in a very difficult situation right now because these people are pushing this government to reject the finance bill. But if you look at the placards, you could see IMF and Bretton Woods financial institutions that are behind this bill. So you find that the president is in a very tough situation. He has borrowed money left, right, and center, and now the owners of the money want their money back. So they crafted this bill to make sure that their money is paid. And for us, we are feeling that why are we paying a government that is not responsive, that is not providing services, that is not making life easy for Kenyans? So the Gen Zs are saying this government is dead. In fact, they are saying after we push the bill out, then the next thing is Ruto must go. I think that is now the next move, he should go. But now you see the quagmire is The Gen Z are not organized. I think that's the first question you asked me.
Yeah.
Because if you push
the process of making this finance bill 2024 did not start some 2 months ago. It is a process that has been there for months. So at the end of the day, who is supposed to engage with these young people and tell them this is what is contained in this finance bill 2024, that we want to finance the budget, and these are the clauses that are there? What do you think? Months way before to the end of the financial year.
First of all, I will not agree 100% with him when he says that this budget is providing employment for young people. The main reason why young people are in the streets is because there are no jobs. And I can tell you, for some of us who are entrepreneurs, there is no money in circulation. The problem of this government is misappropriation of funds and misuse of public funds. In this budget, if you read it carefully, it's just money that has been divided in various ministries. When the money is released in this country, it goes straight to the pocket of politicians. It doesn't go to development and creating jobs. Yesterday, the president lied in front. This president has been lying throughout, you know? Even those jobs that he's saying that I'm going to give the teachers, maybe it's just another one of his many lies. Because he said right in front of the public that we have employed 2,400 young people through low-cost housing. Where were those low-cost housing? Low-cost housings have been stopped and nothing is going on. The contractors are holding papers in their hands. They don't know what to do, because as a contractor, you can't go to the ground and start working on the ground when you're not sure where you're going to be paid. So where the money is coming from to pay the low-cost housing, where the contractor has already been issued with the documents, is from this finance bill.
So it means that the genesis of even this revolution is not a single bit, because as he says, many of them, even on the streets, they're not really protesting about largely the finance bill. So according to you, do you think it is multifaceted? Someone on the streets just because of unemployment, someone else was on the street because of something else that they are revolting against the government?
Let me tell you, when the Gen Zs were on the streets, their parents were in the houses. And the parents were watching what was happening in the streets. Some of them were even given facilitation to go to the streets, because the parents are also feeling the weight of this government. The misuse of public funds has caused the cost of living to go very high. Why is the cost of living very high? Because there is no money in circulation. You see, this budget, the president was targeting to collect 3.29 trillion. We have a county debt of 10 trillion. The domestic debt alone is 5.2 trillion. If you look at sober leaders, forget about the former regime, the regime before, which was Kibaki's regime. Okay. The first thing Kibaki did was to make sure that the domestic debts are paid. Those people who give services to the government, they supplied something to the government. They did a contract to the government. If that money is paid, then there's circulation of money. Then these businesses thrive, young people get jobs, and the government is supposed to provide alternative sources of employment for the young people. Right now, all the money that we collect goes into the pocket of politicians. And now there's no development going on, there's no money in circulation, and the cost of living is becoming a big strain to the Kenyans. And I'm still on the Huntman, Ntauliza, 30 seconds each kindly. There's a question I asked about, should we see Gen Z vying for 2027 polls so that they actually get in touch with them? Even as you answer this, 30 seconds each, your final thoughts. I'll start with you, Yaya. Honestly speaking, for me, I think that every generation must find their vision, and Gen Z have proved that they are the generation to define that vision. For me, anybody, honestly, who is looking at the way this government is run knows that this is a fallen government. And even if they're given another minute